Hey guys, welcome back to Money is Blind podcast. I'm your host Prasoon, and this week I'll be starting with two books that I read in the last 2 days. Actually, I finished one book which is titled Doglapan. It is a Hindi book, but the language is English, and it is written by Ashmeer Grover. He is one of the most famous entrepreneur in India, a young entrepreneur. He is also a shark. So, if you've been following the show Shark Tank, the Indian version of Shark Tank has Ashmeer Grover in it as one of the investor, the shark, and he is the founder of Bharath Pay. Actually, he was the ex-founder. Now he has resigned, and this book is about his journey as an entrepreneur. He had completed his engineering degree at IIT Delhi and his master's in business administration at IIM Ahmedabad, two of the most premier institutions in the world, I should say. And then he worked in Kotak. It's a banking and financial institution, one of the best one in India. After that, he had worked as a co-founder in Grofers, a logistical grocery and delivery service in India. After which, he founded Bharath Pay, a UPI-based money transaction app, and within 15 months, he had raised 400, 500 million US dollars for this startup. It is one of the unicorns in India, and by the third year, he was ousted from the board, but he is still the the highest shareholder in the company, Bharat Pay. And he talks about internal politics, the trust he placed on his co-founders, his CEOs, and other employees that he had hired, some of the mistakes that he made, how hard he had worked, the fundraising rounds. It's everything. It's beautifully written. His story is also great. One of the reason he says that his startup faced this issue was because he gave much more responsibilities to his wife Madhuri, and the others in the startup didn't like it because most of the venture capitalist backed startups and companies does not like a husband wife duo running the company. And but as he rightly says, 99% of all the successful businesses, the largest businesses in India, are family owned, and he likes to own such a business, and his involvement of his wife in the company as an administrator but not as an executive or a director was not tolerated by the other members, and that was one of the problems, he says, which has led to his resignation. Actually, his story is one of the biggest one. It is widely covered in most of the economical times and other economic business magazines and newspapers in India. This is recent event, guys. It happened in 2022 February, and his book was launched last year, and it was a good read. So it is 6.5 hours long, and I finished the book in 6.5 hours. But usually I take 1 to 2 weeks to finish a book, but this time I read it yesterday completely. Yes, Sunday I finished it, and after that I wanted to learn a bit more about the Indian context of business, running a business, and how to scale it up. Because my business is mostly in India, so I wanted to know how other entrepreneurs feel about running businesses in India and how it is different from the other parts of the world like US and European countries. And so I downloaded another book in Audible, and this one is called Unusual Billionaires. And this is about 8 companies, most of which them have a return on capital investment of more than 18% and 10% year-on-year revenue growth. They are both, all of them are listed in the Indian stock exchanges, BSE and the NSE. And I started with Asian Paints, and I'm stuck at Asian Paints. So that's what has been happening in my life in the last 2 days. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on fundraising, because that's not what I want, because of these problems. And Ashmeer's book Doglapan is an evidence. It is proof that decisions can be taken against you if you give the power to others by inviting VCs and angel investors into the board, into your company, the one that you have developed as your own baby from its infancy. And when it is generating much more revenue than expected and it is very popular, then others will start to feel the crunch and you will feel the pain, and something similar can happen. So that's a lesson. So if you are interested in fundraising, angel funds or venture capitalist or other types of fundraising for your startups, for your companies or your business, you should definitely read this. He has some invaluable lessons there at the end of the chapter. And if you want, I can do a book review on this one. It is a good read. So that's it, guys. My personal assistant is working from home today, as it is October 2nd, and I'm recording this on the holiday because it is Mahatma Gandhi Jayanti, which means the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi, and it is a public holiday in India. So we are working from home, and yeah, that's it. So hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, consider subscribing to the show. Press on the subscribe button or the follow button, and don't forget to leave a good 5-star review. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. You guys take care. Bye bye.